Last time I was here and talked in front of the camera, made a video, it was about a very decisive topic, which some people didn't really appreciate. A lot of people did. But it was definitely something that got people talking all over the internet. And, you know, we're going to do another one of those videos today, I think. I like just this simple form of content, just talking about what's on everyone's mind in front of a camera for the whole world to know my thoughts. Because Bandai is giving us a lot more food for this lately with all their decisions they make. So today, I want to talk about the problem with competitive Digimon, specifically Ultimate Cups. Because we did the regional national discussion last video, but I think that we got to talk about Ultimate Cups, because we're living through an Ultimate Cup season right now. We're going through the motions right now, you know what I mean? It's definitely a thing, definitely a trigger on some people's point of view. So what do you guys think about the Ultimate Cups, first of all? Good idea, bad idea, greatly executed, poorly executed, all around okay, not okay, whatever? Let me know in the comments what you think before I start spewing off my points here. How did this even happen? Why am I here? Well, a lot of people are actually a really big fan of me filming in the card shop again, because for those of you that don't know, I'm going through a bit of a housing situation, and I have to make my content from home to make myself a lot easier. But people really like the fact that I conveniently filmed the last video in the card shop. People felt at home, you know what I mean? Because this is where the channel started, right here, right in this little shop. So whatever, we're doing it again. We're going for it again. See how it goes. Okay, so why am I making this video? On Saturday, before the Ultimate Cup started, I put out a tweet noting that there were... Is it called tweet now? Is it an X? A post? I don't know whatever Elon Musk is could call them. But I put out a post saying back in the day, Digimon Ultimate Cups would fill out in minutes, and now we can barely get half the people to fill it up. We had 280 something players, I think, out of a cap of 512. When a year and a half ago, these tournaments would have filled out instantly. Instantly! Like, if you weren't at your computer when the sign-up went live, you fucking forget it. You missed it. GG's, game over. So, I made that tweet, and it got a lot of traction. I don't know if you guys know who A-Drive is, but he's a very, 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 very big Pokemon creator. And he's also the maker of Elestrals, a fun card game that is coming out very, very, very shortly. He commented on my thread saying, what went wrong? And that made the whole thing just kind of spiral out of control. And I have since sent him a nice detailed message saying, here's what's going wrong so you don't do it. Smile. But, yeah. This is really a conversation for a longer form video, which is why I'm making the video in the first place. Okay, so Ultimate Cups. Let's talk about history here first. They were Evolution Cups the first year. They changed their name to Ultimate Cups last year, and now on year 3 they kept the name Ultimate Cup. Okay, and they were meant to be these higher stakes, bigger prize support tournaments, where in the first year, if you won the prize, like a first place Evo or second place Evo, like you got an Omnimon. You sold the Omnimon for tens of thousands, I feel like at least 5 digits. At least. Easy. I wish I was really hard competitively into Digimon when that was a thing. I just was so busy with work and everything that I couldn't be. But yeah, that was a thing. Like, legit a thing. And the 8th place of not prizing was also insane value, and the top 32 prizing was actually still insane value. You know what I mean? And it's done so well. They take a thing like the prize card Koromon, it's still over $100 today for the participation prize. You know what I mean? Or that, I'm thinking of a different card. But anyway, the point being that back in the day, these Evo Cups were these Omnimons and stuff were really huge things. Really huge things. Okay, let's move on to year 2. Year 2, they rebranded Ultimate Cups, had them basically 4 months out of the year, and it was Imperial Digimon prize support. Your winning card was the Paladin mode. You got a second place Omnimon, which didn't sell for as much as the Evo Cup ones, but you also got for second place, not first place, You know what I mean? So, like, and it's a different stamp. It was a different set altogether. Okay, whatever. It makes sense that it was worth less. The top 8 was Fighter Mode, Imperial, and then it went down the list from there, 5, 4, 3, into the Demi V Participation Prize egg, which was actually a really good egg. That was selling for a lot of money at one point in time, and it's starting to creep up. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but it's starting to tick up a little bit. Anyway, the pricing for that was fine. It really was fine, you know? Like, you could top 32, walk away with a reasonable paycheck, a good paycheck, you know, and call it a day. Now, let's talk about this year. So they decided this year that they were going to do a first place Crimson mode Gallantmon, second place Paladin mode from the last Ultimate Cup instead of first place. Top 8 is BT12 Gallant, top 32 is BT12 Wargrowl, and it goes down the list from there. Okay. What's wrong with that, you might ask? Well, think about it this way, right? Omnimon in year 1, big collector's item. It was more so for the collectors, and sure, like some of the pricing was meta, whatever. But it was mainly a big collector thing. Year 2, Imperial Dramon, an anime fan favorite, but Imperial Dramon was also super meta. It was tier 1 in BT8, almost tier 1, maybe arguably tier 1 in BT9. BT10 is when it started to fall off. But it went through BT8, EX2, BT9, it was fine. It was fine. They did Gallantmon a favor this time and gave it some cool cards. But they're not good cards. They suck, if I'm being real with you. They're not great. Like, Imperial Dramon cards could top Regionals, Ultimate Cups very consistently in 2022. Like, you'd be hard-pressed to find an event in the sets where it was meta to not find it in the meta. You know what I mean? Gallantmon, it's not the same. You can't top a tournament Gallantmon unless it's an Ultimate Cup. And that's even a stretch. But, like, not super meta. The BT12 Gallantmon is used more in freaking Royal Knights and BT13 than it's used in BT12 Gallantmon decks. You know what I mean? That's a problem. That's huge. This is not good. Like, the pricing is the number one thing I see people complaining about. Like, straight up. The pricing sucks. Let me put this in terms of numbers for you. I signed up for all the Ultimate Cups. Sorry, I signed up for one Ultimate Cup in the first wave. That's all I had to do. I played Grandis. I came third or something. Anyway, I saw the top 8 pricing. I sold the top 8 pricing from that Ultimate Cup for over $1,000. Over $1,000 US, which is better in Canada land, eh? So that was pretty good. For one tournament, a nice paycheck, you know? Some people got to work like 2 weeks plus to get that kind of paycheck. I got it for freaking 8 hours of work, basically. 9 hours of work, I think. Second wave of Ultimate Cups happened. I got another Gallantmon on one of them, I know that. And I sold the pricing combined for 800 US altogether for that Ultimate Cup. I also came top 16 in another one, but I got less and whatever. Okay. So, like, it's been slowly going down to where Gallantmons now can't even sell for like $500. You know what I mean? You're lucky if you sell Gallantmon for $500. You're lucky. Crimson Mode's also going down because no one really needs Crimson Mode. And Imperial Paladin Mode, who wants that card? That card was unplayable when it came out. And it still is. So, there's also that. That's a very, very important point. So, the pricing right now isn't great. There's numbers of ways you can look on this, so I'll give it to you. Let's say I spent $200 on a meta deck for Ultimate Cup. And I top 32'd one Ultimate Cup. Okay. I get my pricing, I sell my pricing. If I want to sell it, it basically pays for the deck. That's what it's worth. Around $200 altogether. Fine. Whatever. Okay. Some people like that. I don't. I think a higher prestige tournament, which is what these were supposed to be, higher prestige tournaments, should be worth a lot more than that. I really do. Or maybe in terms of other numbers you guys might be more familiar with. If you sell that pricing for $200, You go to Dunkin' Donuts. If you pay what I pay for my order, you go to Dunkin' Donuts 35 times for $200. That's a lot of Dunkin' Donuts. I don't know about you, but if you put it in terms of Dunkin', the world kind of lights up, because Dunkin' Donuts is tier 1. Like, you cannot argue that. You can't. You can't do it. Just can't. You could top an Ultimate Cup, have Dunkin' every day for a month plus. That sounds like a pretty good deal to me. I don't know about you guys. Okay. Now serious talk. Top 8 is where it's at. You gotta come top 8 if you want to do well. And what's the problem with that? From a competitive standpoint, you might ask. Well, Digimon is not exactly a super skillful game anymore, where you can kind of control your placements. It's not what it used to be. I think BT8 was the last skillful format we've had. EX2 came up, and ever since then, it's been tits up in terms of varying degrees of how unskillful the meta is. That's just what I think. And a lot of people think that too. Some people call it BT9, X Antibody, the rise of skillless wombo combo, big tower goes bird decks, that's fine. Okay. So, it's a problem because if you can't consistently top, you can't, win. If you're rolling the dice, do you really want to spend 8-9 hours on a Saturday rolling the dice? That doesn't sound super appealing. Now, if you want to play Digimon, then you're fine. And I'm going to get to that point soon. But it kind of sucks. Another example, I came 10th at the Ultimate Cup at the start of the month. There were X11s that came in top 8, but I had bad back points, so I came 10th. And I lost $500 just because of that. That alone. That top 8 prizing, lost it. Just because not every X11 could make it. Some luckily got in, and some luckily got out, and I was unfortunately out. And that's how that goes. You don't think that feels bad? It feels kind of bad. It pisses people off. It does. So yeah, the prizing really needs a rework. Suggestions, how you could fix it. Well, for starters, make the prizing actual good cards, number 1. Number 2, rotate. I suggested this on another video. I think every 3 months might be a bit much, but I think every 6 months change it up. What is Bandai? Bandai has to pay for some artists to draw some more cards. A handful of more cards. I think that's fine. That sounds reasonable. They're already getting paid to draw a bunch of cards anyway. What's a few more cards? You know what I mean? Seems like a mute point. Seems like something that makes sense. But the problem is, let's take December Ultimate Cups. We'll be in BT14 format, heading into EX5 format in December. You think those Galmon cards have a shot in being playable? Very rarely. Very unlikely. So, prizing, big problem. I suggested a fix. That's fine. Another problem with Ultimate Cups that exist. None of them are in person. I don't know if you guys noticed this. There has only been one in-person Ultimate Cup in North America ever, and that was last year's Gen Con. Every other Ultimate Cup has been online. People do not like online tournaments. Some people do. Some people think it's convenient. I can play naked from the comfort of my own home, and no one would be the wiser. And while touching yourself on camera, not on camera, I should say, while playing Digimon, seems like a really appealing thought to some people. I can't say that really strikes the balance for everyone, myself included. It's just unfortunate. If they were in person, I would probably try to go to all of them. Unless it's really far away. I live in Canada, eh? Getting to Las Vegas or Los Angeles or Florida, kind of a chore. Texas, kind of a chore, you know what I mean? Not the easiest thing in the world to do. And I hate airplanes. That's just a fun fact. I don't like airplanes. Not a big fan. I like driving places. So, yeah. Anyway, people would be happier, I think, if there were some in-person ones. That's fine. Okay. Yeah, just a quick little... We've been talking about this on the channel forever. More in-person events, please. Please! Okay, thanks? Alright. Is COVID a problem anymore? No? Alright, cool. Alright, next problem. A little one, a tiny one. These tournaments did not give you regional invites. That was a bigger deal before it mattered! But, no, for real. They didn't do that. That was a point of contention for a small population of people back when they started the Evo Cups and back in the Ultimate Cups of last year. People were like, man, I can top Ultimate Cups, no problem. But regional invites? Of what the fuck? You know what I mean? So a little tiny problem there. Not a big deal. But now I've saved the biggest problem for last. The quintessential issue of what they did with this year's Ultimate Cups in particular. Last year's Ultimate Cups, they just stuck by standard format and called it a day. Not this year. Nah. In March, well, at the start of the year, they did a poll. They said, record what you'd want to see in an Ultimate Cup. Whatever. Okay. And they did that. And they also gave us mulligans at start, by the way, before it was made an official rule. Like, mulligans for Ultimate Cup permanently. Before that was an official rule. I thought that was really cool. That's just me. But anyway, they decided on monocolor format. And we're like, okay, Cross Heart's unplayable. If some decks are unplayable, whatever. And as modified ban list of hit certain cards. It's like, okay, sure, we'll work with this. It's fine, it's cool. And people genuinely enjoyed it for the first, for March. They did. I didn't hear many complaints on multicolor format, except if you really wanted to play Crossheart or something and you couldn't. Then there were people complaining. But like other sides of that, it was fine. Like, it was great. People were actually happy with that. Nice change of pace. You know what I mean? And while it was met with some initial hatred, people warmed up to it over time, over the course of that month of March. Okay. So, people like myself thought for month 2, maybe the prize pool will be the same, whatever, but they'll change the format, right? Right? And they didn't. They did not. They kept it the same, with a slightly modified ban list to account for certain cards in the format. And people were like, okay, sure. I guess we'll play anyway. And those Ultimate Cups, I don't believe, filled up. Well, I don't think they filled up. Maybe one did. I can't remember anymore. But I'm pretty sure they didn't. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. Okay. So then, surely September comes around. Surely Bandai will change the format now, right? A whole bunch of people fill out a poll. They're not going to invalidate all the other options, right? No, they kept it the same. With another slightly modified ban list to account for the cards that exist now. They kept the freaking same single-colored format again. So for the third thing in a row, your multicolor decks are unplayable. If you really want to play multicolor, can't do it. Sorry. Fuck you, Bandai said. And people are just not impressed now. We have lower Ultimate Cup signups than ever before. But don't worry, because we still got December. And surely now, Bandai will change the format. Right? Hopefully. Oh, yeah. Yep, hopefully. I can't complain too much. I personally don't really care. I'm kind of a person who likes to play anyway. I love Digimon. I really do like Digimon. And that's part of the reason why people are still playing it, honestly. They just like Digimon. I like the game. I think it's cool. I think it's nice. So, like, I don't hate the format. I really don't. I enjoy trying to come up with different decks to play the meta, and it's fun. But a lot of people don't feel that way. And I don't blame them, honestly. I do find a little bit of steel myself. That's fine. Whatever. So, I think the best part about the Ultimate Cups in December, honestly speaking, for North America anyway, in September, they spread Ultimate Cup format a month. Like September 2nd all the way to the 30th, through 3 events. In December, they're doing it on December 2nd, then they're doing it the other 2, December 9th and December 10th. At least, it'll be done in a couple weekends this time, and not span across a month. It'll just be 2 weekends of Ultimate Cup. You can go back to BT14 and EX5 stuff, and whatever is out at the time, have fun, have a blast. I know EX5 is until January, I know that, but like at least they're saying, yeah, you guys can just play BT14 format, whatever. And it might also because of the holidays, you know what I mean? People are gonna not want to play Digimon on the holidays. I know I don't want to. I have no interest to play Digimon on the holidays. Yeah. So that's the only silver lining I see for December, because they announced the dates already. I don't see them changing the format. I hope they do. I hope they're wrong. But if nothing else, I sincerely hope that Bandai listens to the community, gives the community what they want. The community wants better prizes. They want different prizes. They want different formats. They want more in-person events. And they want more Ultimate Cups in general. Like, period. Like, more would be nice. Not just 3. per quarter would be cool, in my opinion. I think more would be really, really, really nice. And subpoint to finish the video off. Yes, the Digimon players are aware of how good the One Piece players are getting it right now. It is Bandai's baby right now, One Piece. They're the child they're putting all their effort into. And it sucks as Digimon players that we have to deal with that. Because I have no interest in going to One Piece. I really don't. I think the game's kind of flaccid. But it's fine. Just gotta work with what we got. We gotta hope that Bandai listens to us. That's it. That's all I wanted to say about this video. Like, when you have a format that affects, 4 months of the year, that's a problem. If it's not handled properly. You know what I mean? That's a big problem for competitive play. That's a third of your year gone. Gone. Just with that. So, I'm hoping that Bandai takes the community feedback that everyone has been posting a little more seriously, and I hope they actually do something to make the players happy for next year's Ultimate Cups. Otherwise, we're going to hit record low signups anyway come December, I'm pretty sure. But I know that, maybe next year, 2024 March, will fill up because of new pricing and try to get the max amount of money for it. But besides that, if they don't step up their game, people will actually stop playing these Ultimate Cups. Unless they're really hardcore fans, but at that point they'll be really tight tournaments. And no one wants that, right? That's what the feedback I got from my last video anyway. That's it, guys. Let me know what you think. Bye.